Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest night,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Master of the Core. It is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And yes, this time we'll be wrapping up the Green Lantern Core series before we get to Flashpoint New 52. Green Lantern Core 61 through 63. And as you can tell from Will's t-shirt, he's in mourning. There is no Hal Jordan this week. Anywhere to be seen. Or next week. I don't think.
Should be wearing black, right? Is that?
I look green. You're like green widow. Yeah. All right. So he's not dead, Will. He just lost his job.
He got fired.
He lost his job to some illegal alien.
Krona?
No, Sinestro. All right. So trying to think any news. Oh, I believe Green Lantern 13 comes out tomorrow. Well, came out today probably, but
I saw some I saw some preview pages for it. It looks like Kyle's costume is going all spectrum-y. It's different colors and across it and everything. So
yeah, he's kind of been freaking out that there's something wrong with all the colors. So yeah.
And the other thing was someone was Carol's ex, who she jilted, at the spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Is very sad. So I don't know what that means.
Uh-oh, someone wants revenge. Everyone wants revenge on Hal Jordan.
That's right.
But I'm trying to remember if this one already is a Absolute Power tie-in, which I did read. What was that last week? Issue 1 came out. By Mr. Mark Wade. To start with, it's basically Amanda Waller and that little gang of or they're using a Mazotech to rob everyone of their powers. So, of course, who are we going to have to rely on to teach everyone how to fight without powers?
Batman, my favorite character.
Nice, very nice.
It's by Mark Wade, so I mean, rather than just it's another event. I have hopes because it is Mark Wade. So, and Dan Mora on art. So
yeah, I mean, come on, yeah. I don't know how that guy does it. He does 2 books a month plus this, and it looks spectacular.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't think he sleeps. He must not sleep.
That's the secret of success, not sleeping.
Yeah, just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I think we haven't heard any news. Oh, there's been some shots from the Superman movie with Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner.
Yeah, we kind of got a shot of the bowl cut. Yeah.
Yeah, and the weird, I guess they're Max Lord, I assume, standardized kind of costumes across the board.
Yeah.
Because I think Hawk Girl and
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific was in there, yeah. So I guess it's happening.
yeah, they're filming. It's happening, and I guess they got a nice little mix of characters. And they did say that I guess Nathan Fillion's Green Lantern will make an appearance on that Green Lantern TV show.
Let's get that going. We need to cast it and make sure it's all written and so we can film it and get it out there so we can watch it, right?
Yeah, I believe finally they're going to try to have some synergy between the movies and the TV shows like Marvel does. So
yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm trying to think anything else. We've confirmed that I think number 12 is the last issue of
I believe so. Yeah, War Journal.
War
Yeah,
Journal.
I believe so.
So I read 10, which has an appearance by Guy Gardner at the end of
Yes.
it. So, I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I still, it's like we're all of that weird new status quo that John had has just been kind of pushed to the back burner.
Yes.
And I certainly, I don't know if I speak for anybody else, but I certainly speak for myself. Is I kind of want, I want to know what the heck's going on.
Okay, yes, it does say epic conclusion at the end in the final climactic issue. So yes, 12 is the last one, and number 12 goes on sale August 21st. So
okay, so we've got 2 more issues to go. Yep.
Yeah, so for 11 will probably be out like the end of this month, and then in August
12.
number 12.
Yep. Cool. And then we'll be down to just a single Green Lantern book a month, right? Unless something's, are we going to get a new core book? Are we going to get, that would be nice. That would be really nice.
I mean, ID stuff's big right now. I mean, I'd love to see a Kyle book, but watch because he's showing up in a movie and a TV show. Watch us get a Guy Gardner Warrior series or something.
Oh yeah, wasn't there a joke in the latest issue of Green Lantern where the Zarnian said, "Yeah, how about Warrior?" And Guy just kind of, as a name when they were talking about names.
All right. So yeah, I'm trying to think if was there any other news, but yeah, I hope we get some answers with John. And again, I mean, I like Philip Kennedy Johnson's writing, but I don't know, maybe I'm just impatient. But a lot of times it's slow for me, like especially when he was Superman, the World stuff. I liked it, but I was just like, let's hurry this up.
Well, and I think part of the problem is too if we hadn't already been waiting a year for something.
Yes, for answers.
Yeah, I mean, the end of the last volume of Green Lantern was a pretty big change to the status quo, and we didn't even start getting anything from it for a year later, and that was Hal showing up because he quit without a ring, and then getting a new ring, which introduced a whole new set of mysteries with that kind of United Planet stuff, taking a little bit of a backseat, which has now kind of come to the forefront. But and see, it's like the book is almost divided at this point because Hal has to come back. Hal is back on Earth for absolute power. So we've got stuff happening here on Earth, and now we've got stuff happening, on Oa.
And again, that always like gets me too, because it's like again, Jeremy Adams, Mark Waid, both great writers, but it's like, but now you kind of like you got 2 writers, kind of steering this thing all of a sudden. So,
yeah, I mean it's, and I have every confidence in both of them. It's just that things are weird with the Lanterns now, and it would be nice to have some clarity, I think, around what the heck's going on. Where's we know where Guy is, we know where Kyle is now, we know where Joe is, we know where all the Earth Lanterns are, but I don't think Salak is there. Kilowog is potentially dead, but what about the Lanterns that were dead but then alive?
Everyone who showed up alive and was it Post-Crisis?
Yeah. So yeah, it would be nice to have some, and I think we're moving toward a new status quo. I really think we are. It's just, again, the We've been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What I said. That's like we were saying. I hope we get another core book or something here.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, hopefully we won't have to wait that long, but probably maybe closer to the show, or they're gonna do a core book.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that might make some sense. But yeah, I mean, we're in good hands,
Yes.
with Jeremy Adams. I don't doubt that at all. I've really enjoyed what he's been doing on the series. It's just more faster.
Yes. Now. All
And
right.
I really hope Absolute Power doesn't kind of take the wind out of the sails of, what's been going on in the book.
Yeah.
Like a certain, terror of the night.
Yeah. Night Terrors. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like that just derailed us for 2 months.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Jeremy will let it derail the book, but it might just slow us down here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
All right. Well, should we get to these issues?
Let's do it. It's not like it's Brightest Day or anything.
Exactly. All right. So yes, the last 3 issues of this volume of Green Lantern Corps. So Green Lantern Corps, Volume 2, number 61 from August 2011. Beware My Power. Oh, don't say that. Oh, and it's a John issue. Oh.
That's got a bad association now. Yeah.
Exactly. Writer Tony Bedard, penciler Daniel HDR. All right. Inker Keith Champagne, colors Naira Fino, letterer Pat Brousseau, and editors Darren Shawn and Brian Cunningham. And like I said, there's no synopsis. So, you know what? I hate this main cover on this book. It's John Stewart looking all angry, and it says, John Stewart killed another Green Lantern, and he'd do it again. Really?
And twice on Sunday. No. I think, honestly, that this was probably the strongest issue of the 3. I mean, I know somebody here, has Kyle as their favorite Green Lantern. He's in the next, he's in the next issue. But it was kind of.
I get what you mean. I think this issue 61 with John is I'd say the most organic, where it's not like so obvious, where it's like, oh yeah, we're wrapping stuff up for New 52.
Yeah. Boom. Let's have Star Sapphire show up and
do
stuff.
Yeah. This out of the 3, this one seems the most organic, where there's no agenda to like wrap stuff up. Yeah.
And I mean, it directly grows out of everything that happened during War of the Green Lanterns, and it's nice that John is seen as kind of a persona non grata, but she goes to him and he actually helps her, as a rookie Green Lantern. I thought that was really kind of cool.
Oh yeah, because we see all these new Green Lanterns that basically got rings because of Krona, basically giving them up and getting shipped home. And this one woman, was it Karina? But I mean, she's a police officer on her planet, but she's like, I'm the first person ever to get a ring from my planet. So
yep, exactly.
But then she's all nervous about because she basically, I guess, she killed a bunch of people under Krona's control.
Yeah, so she's not really wanting to go back to her home world yet, because she doesn't know exactly what she did, but she's wondering about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like. She's like, I thought you might to John. I thought you might be good to talk to, since you're probably the only one here who feels less welcome than I do.
Yeah, exactly.
And that kind of gets John. He's like, yeah, I think you might be right. What do you want to discuss? And she talks about getting the ring and how she's a cop back home. I already enforce laws and help people, and I do it on cosmic scale. Blah 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 blah. And John's like, no one's forcing you to give it up. He's like, it's yours to keep. But if you want veterans like me to take you seriously, then report to basic training with Lantern Stell and work your way up.
Yeah, that's right. Because Kilowog was like, screw this crap. I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, when Kilowog gave up training even before the whole Corona thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he went out with Guy and
Aricia,
and
then
Sodom Yat, sort of.
Sort of, yeah. And then yes, well, she's the new Lantern of Sector 282, and there's an emergency call, and he's like, let the sector's other Green Lantern respond to that. And she's like, I can't. He died when Mogo exploded.
Oops.
So I was like, oh, thanks, John. She says she never ignores a call for help. So then, yeah, John goes after her.
Yep. And then they show up, and hey, there's two planets that are kind of glued together, which was an interesting idea.
Yes, yeah, because it's a interspecies territorial dispute. Yeah, because she was saying the other way to like fix this planet was to basically to merge it. But yeah, the two species are not one are traders and merchants. That they can't understand why the other side won't sell them land or resources, and the other side are communal with no concept of private property.
Mm-hmm.
So they're literally at war. I love, they're floating up there, John. It's your sector, dude. How you gonna handle it? She goes, here's a clue. Beware my power, and goes flying.
Face palm.
Yes. Which John literally does. And then, threat. Multiple gunships coming. She's like, what? How many? Over 9,000.
Yeah.
So she's like, what have I done? And John says, don't panic. Just keep them from killing each other while I go try a different approach. So, yeah, he goes to talk to the one side, the ones who, want to own all the land and stuff. And he says, he's like, think outside the box. Just declare their territories national parks to be enjoyed by all. They'll understand that. But make it clear the Parks Department will manage natural resources in environmentally sustainable ways. They won't feel like you're stealing their homes, and you'll end up turning a profit. Oh, so they're the Ferengi. Okay.
Yeah. But our revenues would triple if we could simply buy the land. And here's what a world war will cost you.
Exactly, John. A world war's going to cost you. I'd prefer you choose peace over saving lives to save lives, but I'll settle for protecting your bottom line.
Exactly.
Yep. So they call off their attack, and basically everyone agrees. And I love.
And that's
yeah.
It's like, hey, if he can do it, yep, maybe I can too.
Yep. So yeah, the bigger lesson is when your only tool is a hammer, everything starts looking like a nail.
Yep.
Remember, this weapon on your hand is only as good as the one between your ears. But he tells her, basically, you got this. But if you ever need backup, I'm available. And then we basically, we see him flying back to I guess, and flying past the ruins of Mogo. We do see it looks like a like a sad look on his face. So he's not, it's not the cover, it's not the attitude he's been given the others. Yeah, he does feel remorse, but he hasn't been shown it until now.
Yeah, and this is just a good little standalone issue.
Yeah.
I wonder if we see this lantern again.
Yeah, I can't remember. Here if I can look this up. Let's see, I've got a little link for her here. Yeah, I liked her. That's what I was thinking when I was reading it too. I'm like, did we see her again? Karina Vint. Yeah, this was her first appearance. I'm not seeing much on her, just her history about how she was inducted, part of the Corona War. When the war's over, she decided not to turn her ring in. So I'm not seeing a lot. So I'm not sure if we see her. We might not see her.
This may be her only appearance.
Maybe.
How do you spell her name again?
Let's see. We got Qurina. That's her first name, and then Vint, Vint.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's just from. Oh wait, there's two appearances of her.
Oh.
Apparently, she shows up in 63 in the background.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there you go. Within this 3-issue block, we get her only 2 appearances.
Well, if what I'm reading is correct, this issue 61 was also the first appearance of Sector 282.
Oh, very cool.
I wonder, it would take a lot of time and effort, but I wonder, if someone could do the homework and be like, is there any sectors we've never seen a story on? I'm sure there's sectors we've never seen a story on.
There's got to be. There's huge swaths of sectors that we've not seen,
Because again, they like to do seems like they like to do the ends of the universe, but a lot of that stuff in the middle gets forgotten about.
Oh yeah, Sector 0, Sector 3600, and the rest in the middle.
And of course 2814.
Oh yeah, 2813, Tomar 2.
It wasn't Arisia 2815. Is that Arisia?
I can't remember.
I thought she was next to it. I think she might have been on the other side. And then, of course, you got to, I forget which one Kilowog is and Salak, but
Corrigar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what, 1417 Corrigar, I think.
Yeah, I think that sounds right, yeah.
All right. Anything else on this one?
No, I thought this one was, these are basically 3 standalone issues, but really 2 standalone issues and kind of almost a little anthology type approach with multiple stories in the 3rd issue. But I feel like this one is the most kind of coherent and the strongest of the 3.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, I might have to give it to you, yeah, because it just seems like the least obvious of, oh, hey, we're gonna wrap stuff up.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah,
because the end is nigh.
Exactly. All right, so the next one, Green Lantern Corps, Volume 2, number 62, September 2011. Love is a Battlefield. Looks like we got our same creative team here. All right. I'm gonna open this up. Like I said, no synopsis for enemies. Oh, and then we see. Then we get the flashback to months ago when that Star Sapphire Miri. She was trying to show Kyle and Soranik who they love the most, and of course, Soranik saw Kyle, and then Kyle lied and said he saw her, but instead he saw Jade, who was dead at the time.
But not now.
No.
They've never. Has that ever, as a Kyle fan, and has that ever been really addressed?
I'm trying to remember, when she first came back, didn't they have a quick conversation or two? But
Brightest Day, maybe
somewhere either in that Justice League stuff or was there a Corrish? I swear they mentioned something real quick, but it was basically oh yeah, well, we can never go back again or something, something like that. And again, New 52 is coming, so there's no hope of that.
Yeah. So there you go.
Because I don't think we even see Jade for a while during New 52. So. So yeah, I guess he's thinking about that. But then in the present day, Kyle's hovering near the son Mogo was in.
Yeah, the second son of Oa.
Yes. And because we do get an editor's note, this does take place after War of the Green Lanterns Aftermath number 2.
Gotta
Oh.
love those editor's notes.
Yes, I love editor's notes. I don't know why they don't do them more anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And then but Kyle gets a visit from Tomar too.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "You were there when Rayner and Stewart pulled the trigger, weren't you?" And he says, "I keep wishing I could have stopped John, and if I had, we'd all be Cronus slaves right now." He's like, "I couldn't come up with a better alternative. Like, it had to be put down. I just ran out of ideas." And then Tomar says, "We all, the core needs to heal. We can't heal unless we, let go of our pain." And Kyle's like, "Tell that to Soranik." And yeah, Kyle's like, "She's actually not everything," and she's thinking like me, like it's my fault. And Tomar's like, "You weren't mind controlled like the rest of us. You can scarcely imagine what it's like to be violated on such an intimate level."
Excuse me, Tomar, but he was actually the host for Parallax for just a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, pretty much. I mean, almost everyone's had a turn with Parallax, haven't they?
That's right.
Oh yeah, and then yeah, Kyle's like, "We're neighbors, aren't we?" And yeah, Tomar says, "Sector 2813. My predecessor, Tomar Ray, helped you introduce your predecessor to the wonders of the core."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know who he's talking about. that jobless bum.
Back for somehow Jordan.
I do.
So Kyle's like, "Oh, I wish we, basically, even if I'm in a forgiving mood, I doubt she is. Making it might be out of the question, but then emotional tether connected."
Yep. I have to say, they've tried a lot of different, costume ideas for Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
But just look at our background here. That's the best.
Yeah, the
That one
original.
just
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
Yeah.
They shouldn't do anything else. That's the one that works. Go with that one.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to make him look like the rest of them somewhat, but it's like, no, go with the original.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But yeah, no, he gets pulled into this little well, he starts seeing the Sapphire Miri attacking people, then he gets pulled into this like warp, and Tomar Ray goes after him. Oh, space. Yeah,
Yep,
space.
1852. That's another one we've seen now, Phil.
Exactly. Tomar's like, "This is familiar to you, know, but she wrecked it so bad I doubt the locals recognize it anymore." And Tomar Ray doesn't know who he's talking about, or I mean Tomar too. And Cal's like, "You didn't see the vision when the wormhole opened," and then another one pops open, and Soranik comes out.
And then we get Miri.
Yep, me.
Who did not invite the Zudarian.
Yes. Like, yep, I had to bring you here. Eternal love is under threat. So basic.
I really like, of course, battle ensues, right? I really like how smart Tomar 2 is in this.
Yes. Yeah, just like he's wise like Tomar Ray was.
Yeah, and it's really, I'm curious. Why, when Miri attacks, she breaks his face mask? I found that odd, because that's really part and parcel of his costume, right? And suddenly he doesn't have it, and I don't know that there's I don't know that there's a reason there that I mean, it looks cool, but then he doesn't really look like Kyle the rest of the issue,
They never explain why, or never have Miri explain why, but I wonder if it's just she wanted the two of them to look into each other's eyes or whatever, because Soranik doesn't wear a mask. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this whole thing is basically, so yeah, she's trying to like rekindle their love or whatever. But yeah, I mean, but Tomar 2 figures it out where, yeah, basically people have been injured, but no one's been killed. All this damage and no one's been killed. So that's when he takes off his ring. He says, "I don't believe you will harm me, especially with my ring off. I wish only to talk to him and why he went to all this trouble."
Mm-hmm. Now, and then we get ultimately that Miri's just trying to bring them back together.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I really like, I almost feel like the cover to the next issue works better for this issue, even
Yes.
though,
Yeah.
especially with that last panel of this issue.
Yeah, it's kind of similar, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, but she said it's like her duty. She's like, "I brought you two together. It's my duty to ensure you stay that way."
Which is interesting because I think it reveals a little bit about, we know what the Green Lantern Corps does,
Mm-hmm.
right? But this shows us what, the Zamarans think, the Violet Lantern should be doing, which is,
Yes.
protecting love, and the way they go about it. I mean, I thought this was really interesting.
Oh yeah. But then Kyle, before he even thinks about it, says, "Don't try to pin this on us. Hell, it wasn't even Soranik I saw in your stupid crystal."
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, she's all mad. She's like, "You lied to me." He's like, "You don't understand. I saw my ex-girlfriend in there." She's like, "And even if she was the love of my life, she was dead." He's like, he's basically telling her, "What do you want me to do? Spend my days pining for someone I could never have? I chose life." And that's when she flies off and says, "Never speak to me again, Lantern 2814.4, and stay the hell out of my sector." So, yeah. And
I
then
don't know.
yeah.
Their relationship, I always thought it worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole, white net weaponer Sinestro thing,
Yes.
I don't feel like that should have necessarily driven them apart too much. But
Yeah. But again, is it an organic storytelling or is it, oh, hey, New 52's coming?
yeah, let's break some toys, right? Because New 52 is coming there. Of
Yeah.
course,
And I don't,
we did keep the continuity, unlike the rest of the DC universe.
that's what
So
I'm saying. That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, that we pretty much did like a very soft reboot, because again, we're gonna
Mhm.
deal with the Hal and Sinestro thing, and we're really not changing much. But I'm trying to remember. We might get some new creative teams. I wonder if that's why. But
Possibly, yeah.
let
I
them
mean,
address it.
and when we get to New 52 and we have the Godhead where they meet the new gods for the first time.
Yes.
Hello, Xanshi. What the?
Yeah. Well, that was one of the big problems with New 52. I don't think they like really plotted it out how it how the history played out this time, and just the timeline was all whack.
Yeah. I'm just, we've talked about this a lot, over the episodes, but having Xanshi just be what defines John, it's not really fair to the character, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, it's either Xanshi or oh my dead wife.
Yeah, and Kat Matui deserves so much better.
Yes.
I mean, the thing of which we never speak.
Brightest
There's
day.
there's one thing that comes from that, and that's Kat Matui's death.
No one speaks of anything else. Yeah, and it wasn't even like a heroic death or anything. It was basically just you have no ring. Oh, our first death in the kitchen.
Yes. Good point. Very good point. Yeah. So, one, Kat Matui needs to come back because she's, she was an early, really effective Green Lantern. She was Sinestro's successor, and that was, and that was just a really cheap death. So that's one thing that needs to be reversed somehow.
I mean, look how much has happened but since her death. I mean, Hal's gone bad. He's died. He's come back.
Of core's been destroyed like 3 times. I mean, come on.
We've mentioned the destruction of Xanshi 5,672 times.
Wait, you forgot the other. It's 3. It's 3. You
Oh,
forgot
yes,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cal did his whole thing as the only Green Lantern for how many years? And
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's, and which is why I'm kind of somewhat hopeful that the new status quo with John, with hypertime and all the weirdness going on, that maybe we will get Kabatui back at some point.
hopefully. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that cover almost for the last one almost would work with this one. Yeah, there's extra people in there like John and stuff. Yeah.
And you got Ganthet up there.
Oh yeah. All right. Should we get to the last one?
You bet.
All right.
And this one was an interesting final issue of the series because it's these little vignettes.
Yeah. Green Lantern Corps, Volume 2, number 63, October 2011, Now and Forever. Writer Scott Collins, so we got a different writer. Pencilers Joe Prado, Scott Collins, Freddie E. Williams II, and Daniel HDR, so 4 pencilers.
Mm-hmm.
Inkers Joe Prado, Scott Collins, Freddie E. Williams III, and Daniel HDR. So let's see.
Looks like they inked each of their own.
I was gonna say
chapters.
Yeah, every penciler we had is also an inker. Yeah. Colorist Hi-Fi design and Michael Adier, letter Pat Rousseau, and editor Darren Shawn and Brian Cunningham. All right.
I think we got an interesting. So with chapter 1, we get kind of this focus on Bellatrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Boudica.
Boudica, yeah.
Of Bellatrix, yeah.
Yes.
Which is really interesting, Yeah,
I remember. I think the one thing I remember from reading this the first time is at first I was like, "Oh, are they going to restore her to the normal before we get the New 52?" But
no.
Nope.
But we get a. Does she go kind of crazy there for a second because stuff gets destroyed in that lab? She wakes up, or it's. I'm a little. Because she wakes up, there's her face, to cover her robot manhunter-esqueness, I guess, at that point.
Yeah.
But then boom, we move immediately to Salak at that point.
Yeah, I think the whole Boudica thing is like basically her body hasn't been restored, but I think like her emotions and everything have been.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and that's really, the point of all of these chapters are that, yes, they were dealt the core as a whole and individually were dealt, a pretty horrific blow.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, when the chips are down, at the end, and people need help, they put that all aside. Is that healthy? Probably not. But they put it aside and they try to go help people, right?
Yeah.
I do like the fact that in chapter 2, for instance, Vaz and Kahoo are like, I'm not going to be in any corps with Sinestro, and they don't. One of them says, don't ever say his name again.
And then that other one that later was it Rigel who
Yeah.
She's like the Guardians promised I would never have to get involved in war, the horror of war, but of course Krona basically.
Yeah. Now, so this may just be me being a nerd, which never happens. She looks like a Rigelian from Marvel Comics, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. And her name's Rigel. Yes, thank you.
So basically a strong PTSD deal with Krona and everything, but Salak yells at the other two. He's like, compassion is compassion is good, but it does not excuse your abandoning your pose because they were supposed to be guarding the, I guess, the psi cells.
Yeah, and like, you didn't join the Corps for allegiance to one being. You joined it for life, to protect and serve. So get on it, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. To protect and serve does not mean you like your bosses. And he basically says, "Will officers like Rigel have suffered greatly for nothing?"
Mm-hmm. And then we get into chapter 3, which I thought, wait, this is Hal. Wait, I thought, what?
Yeah, the way they draw Cow here, yeah, he looks like
the
Hal
mask
with
looks,
hair.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially because he gets in a fight in the cafeteria, so definitely looks like that.
I don't understand why the Corps, cranky with humans, because humans are, the only one bailing their sorry butts out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because it was a Turi wants to start a fight. He's like, yeah, tired of humans messing everything up, and so they basically get in a fight, and then a bunch of other Green Lanterns pile on and be like, humans out.
And we get another appearance of Tomar too, which is kind of cool.
Yep. Basically bubbles them up, says, "Are you all right, Lantern Rayner?" And then basically he calls the Alpha Lanterns, and then basically tells Cal's ring to get him out of there.
And then in chapter 4 we get, hey, there's a planetary problem.
Yes.
We need everybody deployed now, and then we get that great final we get the build up to it, which is, Boudica picking up her face, everybody, getting ready, and then boom, we get this great double page splash of the Corps in action.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that last 2-page spread there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there's our new Lantern. She's at the top there, kind of on the right, yeah.
Yep, I see her. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you look at that final splash. Yeah, I don't think there's a human Green Lantern on that page.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's Tomar front and center there.
Yep.
Which I like Tomar. I wish they wouldn't have waited for these last 3 issues that like kind of bring him back in.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I'm kind of I have a hunch, because I kind of know what's coming, over the New 52. It seems like lots and lots of, the Corps keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
As New 52 progresses. So I'm not necessarily looking forward to that. I think I like the fact, I like the thought of, and we've had the talk about police and the kind of that move toward authoritarianism that the Guardians take, throughout this run, and more militaristic approach. But this I like because, hey, there's someone in trouble. This isn't about policing. This is about protecting.
Yes.
Right. And I really, really like that aspect of this issue. It's like, hey, this is what we're here for. We protect and serve. It's not about being a beat cop. It's about, saving lives and everything. So I like that, and I wish that aspect had kind of. I guess what I'm struggling to say is, I'm tired of things that take out large chunks of the Corps or huge amounts of the Corps, because that should not be able to happen. Or if it happens, it should only happen once, right?
Yes.
And it's happened multiple times. So bring the story. The stories can still have a galactic scale, but just not involve all 7,200 Green Lanterns, right?
It doesn't have to threaten the entire Corps every 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, or it doesn't have to threaten the entire universe every 5 minutes.
Well, I swear that's endemic of like a lot of modern comics now, where it's like the stakes always have to be high. That's like even like the street level comics. I'm just like, I'm down for a simple bank robbery every so often. You don't need to be like blowing up the multiverse every time, especially like in a Batman or something. It's like, no. I'm down with a robbery.
Just make the stakes important.
Yeah,
They don't have to be for, Krona destroying the universe,
Oh.
or, I mean, not that was,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that worked because that's what, we were moving toward, Krona coming back. I mean, and for Krona,
Yeah.
it does have to be a big threat because
Yeah.
it's Krona, right? But, as we move forward, it doesn't, maybe it affects, 1,000 lanterns, or maybe it just affects
Yeah.
200 lanterns, something that, can you imagine 200 lanterns descending upon something and just doing their thing?
Uh-huh.
Something that could take them out is a huge threat, but, it's a threat to multiple planetary systems, or even a galaxy,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, and again, not to, you only have to affect a few lanterns. Say, like, oh, there's a threat that's going to take out one or two whole sectors. I mean, that's still a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, billions and billions, because you need trillions, because,
Yeah.
as we've discussed, sectors are infinite and have multiple galaxies in them. So,
And and again, if you're blowing up the multiverse every 6 months, it kind of loses its special.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's why the reason it worked in Crisis is because it had never been done before.
exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, I really I thought this was a great, really, these last 2 pages were a great way to end
Mm-hmm.
the Green Lantern Corps series. So bravo.
Basically at each other's throats. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, going out to save people.
Yes. Yes. Like I said, how often do we see that? I mean, all the lanterns going out, and there's not one human there.
Yeah, exactly. Which is interesting. I guess we're going to find out where Guy. Yeah, we don't see John here at all.
Yeah, Emerald Warriors. I mean, we'll see
Which
what
is next week,
Guy's up to. Yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, this was. I thought these 3 issues were really well done. I still think the strongest was the first one.
Yeah.
But I do love these final 2 pages. Because they build
Mhm.
up to it with all of the infighting, all of the squabbling, and everything. But then, when the chips are down,
Yeah.
boom, it's time to go.
And I thought the art was really strong on all these issues too, because I mean, sometimes there's a tendency to be like, yeah, we don't really have to worry about the art when you're ending a series. But no, I mean, they kept the art on these strong all the way up through the end.
Yeah, even the Kyle story, the art was really good. It's just he didn't quite capture the mask, and that just a little bit confusing. So, but yeah, I thought this was a really good way to end the series, and strong 3 issues.
Yes. All right. Well, anything else?
That's about it. Another good week.
Yes. Like I said, yeah, and like we're saying, next week, Green Lantern Emerald Warriors 11 through 13. That'll wrap up that series. And then in 2 weeks.
That will wrap up.
Oh, that'll wrap. Yeah.
Green Lantern before
this whole continuity. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But then we do that. We jump into 2 weeks of Flashpoints because we get Flashpoint Aubin Sur the Green Lantern, that 3-issue miniseries, and then Flashpoint Hal Jordan. So you'll get your Hal Jordan, but he ain't gonna be a Green Lantern.
I know, but that's all right. It'll be fine. It'll all work out.
Yes.
They wouldn't do anything crazy in a continuity that doesn't matter, right?
No. Then we start New 52 with the first 6 issues of Justice League. So some Jim Lee kids.
Jim Lee art on Justice League. Yep, that's gonna be nice. Good stuff.
And then we get to the first 6 issues of the Green Lantern books, and we'll see what became of Hal Jordan.
That's right.
All right. So yes. Hold on. Gotta get my pretty pictures. All right. Mine.
Oh yeah, you forgot to show the issue covers.
I know I didn't have them ready, but I have the most important thing. Our plugs. So
that's right.
Yes. All right. So send us your thoughts on this week's books, on the upcoming stuff. Are you a fan of the New 52 stuff? Send us your thoughts on the Flashpoint stuff. All right. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Get your new Capes and Lunatics merch with all the new logos, or the classic stuff is still up there. Also, if you're feeling very generous, you can rain random money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
We'll help our demands. And of course, the Patreon, where you get completely original content just for you patrons every month from me and Lilith. So yes, support us through that. And like I said, the Cash App link, don't make us dance on the pole like that poor girl living in Sector 282 just lost her house because Star Sapphire knocked everything she possessed down to the ground.
Looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
All right, so find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. And that Patreon link is right there, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, now for this genius, this madman, Mr. Will Allred. Master of the core, master of the quantum zone, master of podcasting, and several successful Kickstarter campaigns. You can see his work up there on the screen. Will, where can people find these wonderful things?
You can find me at Wallred, that's at WALLRED, at Gmail and Facebook and Blue Sky and Twitter and probably Instagram and some other places. But if you'd like to find the comics that I write, you can do that for Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. And issue 5 has been sent to the printer, and we've already distributed the digital rewards for number 5, and we'll be launching Crossover Division number 6 probably at the end of August. So that'll be coming soon. And if you like, you can also check out Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And you obviously have great taste because you're here hanging out with Phil and I talking about Green Lantern, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar nearly as much as we do. And you can find out more about Quasar at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
I'll put it in my navel.
Hey, boys, you look at the party. I love the party. I hope it's going somewhere nice.
It's going somewhere very nice. Remember to check out our Tom DeFalco interview on Capes and Lunatics episode 333.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices. I am God.
All right. And of course, how do we end every episode?
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
You got it.
All right. Thank you for joining us again. Come back in a week for Green Lantern Emerald, the last 3 issues of Green Lantern Emerald Warriors, 11 through 13. Then we'll get the Flashpoint. Flashpoint Officer of the Green Lantern and Flashpoint Hal Jordan, and then it's straight on the New 52 for a while.
Rock and roll.
Pretty much the rest of this year, and I think for all of next year. So
4 books.
Yeah. Well, and 2, remember, we're going to throw in some Justice League in there, especially when we get the Jessica stuff.
Yep.
Lots of stuff to do, New 52. All right. Till then, come back next time. And remember, love hurts.